Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your gal pal, Sasha, a Chopra-certified meditation teacher, athlete, and adventurer. This is a place where high performance and health meets fulfillment and fun. Each week, I'm bringing you guided visualization meditations and honest solo sessions where I share personal development, my most unhinged stories, and intimate interviews. Whether we're chatting wellness, achievement, or building an aligned community, we're here to create the life of your dreams and have an absolute blast doing it.
Hello, my friend.
Hi. Okay.
Hi. Ooh. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so glad you're here on my pod.
Again.
Okay,
hello.
So hi, hello. For everyone listening, welcome back.
Yeah.
To another episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast.
Oh my God.
And I'm here with my gal pal, the one, the only, the keen motherfucking queen, Kaitlyn.
C'est moi.
C'est toi. For everyone listening, Kaitlyn was on the podcast a little less than a year ago. We had an episode together when I was back in Paris, and we are here now, and we've been working on a really special project. I bullied our friend Michelle and
true.
Kaitlyn into this project.
Yeah. That's true. And, but like, you know what? Yes. I don't think we had a choice if we wanted to be involved in the project, but then also like, I'm so glad that we are.
As long as you're enjoying it, for all of you guys listening, like this project will be coming out at some point. We can't chat a ton about it. Basically, we're just telling the crazy story that was last summer.
Yeah.
Shot in beautiful places all over this beautiful city. And it's, we'll definitely do like some sort of trailer situation, but
yeah.
We've been working on that together, and I'm so grateful. Like I bullied you guys into it, so I hope you guys are enjoying it, you know?
Yeah. I guess the last time I was on this podcast too was kind of at the beginning of my year in Paris.
Yeah.
As well.
It was the green dress day.
The green dress day.
The day before the party.
Yeah, you were painting outside in the green dress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then, oh my God, all the things that have happened in that year since,
Right.
like, and then also, I mean, it feels like it was 5 minutes ago, but then also, no, I was going to say, it definitely feels like about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That we had that podcast, but it was a year.
Yeah, exactly. So it was crazy, and like that was a very reflective moment. But something I was thinking about when we were walking here too is I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm so grateful that you guys are working on this project with me, and like praying that you guys are enjoying working on it as much as I'm enjoying working on it, because it just feels so alive to me. But something that you were mentioning on our walk is that we're sitting here and recording through your time, like the beginning of your time, because you quite literally, the way we're recording this project, like you came in the middle of my summer, so you were only there for half of it, and so we're really recording through the beginning of your time in Paris. We've been recording that your first 10 days, and now we're at your last 10 days. And it's been a very reflective moment for you to kind of think about the beginning. And we're like, what are we going to talk about in this podcast? And I think we should chat about transitional moments, because you and I are in this like really pivotal transitional moment in life. How are you feeling coming towards the end of your time? And how are you feeling reflecting on the beginning of your time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been in a transitional moment for the last 2 years, like a little bit. And like, although, you know, we talk about this a lot about like trying to just accept uncertainty for what it is, and to accept the opportunity that uncertainty gives us. Like, okay, like I feel so untethered. I don't have a job, a house, a city, a car, or, you know, a partner, like all of these things like that ground us. And then like, I feel like that was the same a year ago, but then also kind of a little bit the same now as well. And so I think it's hard. There's something that maybe is a little bit easier about sitting with that uncertainty, but I think also there's something that's a little bit tiring about just, the stress of that maybe as well. But I can't believe the time is done. Like, I just like, so many things have happened. Like, part of me is thinking like, am I in the same spot that I was a year ago? I had so many hopes and of what this year would be without putting too much pressure on it. And I think like it's hard to know if I achieve them all or not.
I was curious about like going into this year, did you have any intentions and goals, and where do you feel like you stand with them now?
Did I have any intentions or goals? I think my first and foremost, it was to improve my French and have a great year. Yes.
Yeah.
But then I think probably like deep down I was hoping that then this year would give me a little bit more clarity about what I wanted to do next. And I keep thinking that I didn't get that. I didn't fully, like get all the clarity I wanted. But then when I think about it, I'm like, no, maybe I did. I guess when I first moved, I was pretty confident about wanting to transition from my marketing career into being a full-time barista and then doing that for the rest of my life. I love coffee. I just
Kaitlyn
love coffee.
loves coffee.
I just love coffee. So I was really ready to make that transition. And I still remember like when I was in Sydney and I was telling a couple of my friends and I said, yeah, okay, I'm gonna quit my job. I think I want to be a barista full time.
Yeah.
And I still remember my friend, and she looked at me and she said, okay, but like, do you think you'll like actually do that though? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, yes, like I'm telling you, it's happening. Like it's happening now. Like it is happening. Like that's what I'm doing. And I think after working full time in my after working part time in my first cafe job, then full time in my second cafe job in Paris, I was like, okay, maybe.
But you're trying.
Maybe. So then maybe that is like a little nugget of clarity. I had done some like freelance projects in branding, marketing, and I really enjoyed those. And then I was like, okay, so maybe the clarity I got was that I am in the right spaces that I should be in. These are the projects that I'm drawn to, that I'm attracted to, that I get energy from, that I really like find myself like losing heaps of time when I'm in it and doing it. So maybe I got more clarity professionally than I think I did, which is nice.
Yeah. I think something that was interesting that you said, which I totally relate to, and I think is so relatable in your 20s, or at least this is my experience and people I've talked to, is it's like, yeah, I feel like I've been in a transitional moment for the last 2 years, but honestly, I feel like I've been in a transitional moment for the last decade.
Yeah,
like if
that's
I
so true.
think about every single thing that's happened in my 20s, every single year was drastically different. Even if I was stable in some areas, I was really unstable and had a lot of uncertainty in others. Like even if I was stable with where I was living, maybe I was a little uncertain about my job or my health or my relationship. And then when I wasn't sure about my relationship and I was really not sure about where I was living, and but then having a certainty around my career and certainty around my job and around my finances. And like every year has been so transitional. And part of me thinks like, is that your 20s? And like, is 20s just like experiencing as much life as possible so that you can get clarity about this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And I think getting clarity can in some ways be this is what I want with my life and like this is the direction I'm going in. And at the same time, I think clarity can also be these are the things I've experienced and I absolutely do not want that moving forward. And that can be jobs, that can be relationships, that can be where you want to live.
Yeah, friendships,
all of it.
Yeah.
So like maybe you are getting some clarity in the way of like maybe it's like you wanted to have a great year, but you're getting clarity about what also you don't want, which I think is equally as important in a lot of ways.
No, we've been talking about that a lot. And then even just like having a little bit of the reassurance, I think, from being in our house, like being in the co-house house and not feeling as alone or maybe like lost in this transitional period, because I feel like so many people we live with, I don't know what it is about our age, like it's sort of the late 20s, early 30s, where I used to think that my story was unique, thinking, okay, I worked in marketing, I quit my job, burnt out, now I'm trying to figure out what's next, now I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then finally I was in this house and I was starting to hear the same story again. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I'm like, yes, me too. And I'd meet someone else and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. Yeah. And then I've heard this story so many times in our house. And so I think it's been really reassuring as well that these are smart, driven people and we're all in the same spot and we're not lost. We're together, we're figuring out what's next, and then we have big goals and dreams, and then also kind of the inspiration and the energy from people about their projects and what they're doing next, actually like being brave and following those things. So cool.
Yeah.
Reassuring and inspiring at the same time. So that's been great.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's true too, where it's like when I left my relationship and left my home and started traveling full time, I thought my story was very unique, and it was. And it is, you know, in a lot of ways. But then coming to the house and you meet so many other people who are like, yeah, I just, like you, like our stories were so similar where it's like,
literally,
I left my relationship, I left my job, and I moved to Paris for a year. And I'm like,
because why not?
Because why not? Because like you're young and you can, so why the hell would you not do it? And that's the thing I've been literally, oh my God, I've been telling Kaitlyn and Rochelle until I'm blue in the face. Okay, as much as uncertainty, it's really stressful because it takes up so much of your mental space, you know, because it's like when things are uncertain, like you're trying to figure out what the fuck is next and what the fuck is happening. So it takes up so much brain space. But the beautiful thing about the uncertainty is that we're in a unique position where we can literally choose and design and build any life we want. Like you want to up and move to a new country? Cool, do it. You want to try a new career? Cool, do it. You want to try a new relationship? Cool, do it. Like you're exploring your friendships? Awesome. Like you're figuring out boundaries with your family and your finances and everything. Like that's what we're doing right now. And it's like a really unique opportunity to actively choose your life instead of just letting it passively happen. And I think most people kind of let life passively happen to them instead of actually stopping and thinking, what the fuck do I want? So I guess the question is, you wanted clarity, you feel like you've gotten some, maybe it was in some ways like positive, in some ways negative. What the fuck do you want after kind of getting a year more clarity? What the fuck do you want after kind of getting a year more clarity?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Sasha, please, we need to do my whiteboard session.
This is it. Welcome to your whiteboard session. We're doing it audio first, and we'll do it visual. Yeah. What the fuck do you want? Like, if you're dreaming up your dream life, and in every which area, like, what is it that you want?
So when I think about it, actually, I think the thing I want to focus on from this point forward is, this sounds like I'm in a startup, like I'm like some sort of like tech bonus startup, but blue sky thinking. Like, I think I'm quite a brave person and I have big goals and big dreams, but then still, even at this point, I've found myself thinking, like, not even considering options sometimes, because I think, well, like, that's too big, that's too out of reach, that's too something, like whatever it is, and not considering it as an option until someone will be like, okay, but what about that? And I'm like, oh yeah, I thought about, but I hadn't actually thought about it. And so something I think I'm probably like in like something I'm thinking about now is like, do I want to do my master's in marketing? If I have, you know, narrowed in now that yes, marketing is where I think I should be, then okay, how do I be the best marketer I can be? How can I have a kick-ass resume? How can I work as hard as possible to then put myself into the spaces that I want to be in terms of like internships, at like in F1, at Disney, and like just like picking up some of these things that it's like, yeah, actually I could do that. Yeah, if that's something like that, doesn't need to just be like, oh, how cool would that be? Like, no, like if that's something I want to do, then let's start working towards it. Like, let's do it. Because I think, like the idea of, let's say, doing a master's in marketing in Paris, becoming fluent in French, doing an internship in France, or in the UK, you know, in Formula One, or at Disney, or, you know, whatever the dream is at that point, doing that, well then, yeah, let's, like, why not?
Why the hell not? You can do anything you want.
And like, just because that, it sounds like a dream, I think, but then it's like, okay, actually that's something that I could do. So yeah. So I think that's what I'm thinking about at the moment, but I think there's still a lot of, I think, work for me to do, and maybe this is one downside of the house, is that the pace is so fast. I don't know if we're like always like, we always have the time to sit in our own heads.
Seriously.
We're surrounded by people all the time.
All the time.
So I think there's some extra thought to be had there too. Extra reflection time. You know me, I'm a coffee shop, sit down, write it out, whiteboard session type girly.
Yeah.
And I think I'll have that space in the next couple of weeks maybe, when, you know, my last week or so, but then also once I get home and I can really, start figuring out what's next.
Yeah, 100%. It's, my vote is get a Disney internship in LA, and then we can just...
Sasha is so sad. She's like, yep, okay, so I started looking for jobs for you in LA. And I
have been. I literally have been looking for jobs for you in LA. I was like, Formula One, LA jobs. Disney, LA jobs.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then, I mean, that even, like, I guess it makes me think about a quote. I forget who said it. We'll have to find out later. But it was about, like, the bad news is that time passes. But the good news is that you're the pilot.
We talked about this quote last year, and we wrote it on the chalkboard one of those days.
Oh, see, obviously it meant something to me then, and it still means something to me now. And so, yeah, like, all of these things are options. LA, Paris, you know, let's see what calls out and where the next steps are.
Yeah, 100%. So it's more like career focused where you're at, where your head's at right now.
I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. Which actually, when I think about some of the biggest takeaways from my last year, I think even just having this conversation actually is one of the biggest takeaways from this year in Paris. I don't know if it's the environment and seeing so many of the people we live with, you know, business ideas or the things that they're doing in their career, or if it's some of the people I've met, like you, like some of our other roommates. But I think I've refound my sense of ambition this year, which, oh my God, it actually makes me emotional to think about. I'm just so, I wasn't having these dreams and these thoughts about what I wanted, particularly with my career or where I wanted to live. I don't know what happened. I lost that sense of ambition, and it is so exciting to feel it.
Yeah.
Not just to be like, okay, what should I do next, but to really feel it.
Yeah.
And feel the energy to work towards something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're one of those people. Oh my God. Yeah. You know, we can listen to the podcast, but then, I mean, how lucky am I? I get the Sasha podcast in my inbox, in my message, in my voice memos, in my kitchen this morning, you know, on my walk in the park, on my coffee date, you know, so
all the time. I mean, I think it's crazy actually, our friendship, where we really only lived together for like a month and a half.
Not long,
Yeah, we lived together for a month and a half, but we've talked every single day since I've left 10 months ago.
That's true.
Which is so wild that, like, literally most of our friendship has been virtual, and I feel so close to them. Like, when I tell you that our group chat, the sluts, like, there are three of us, is us and Rochelle, and Rochelle's been on the podcast like 2-3 times. If you haven't listened, go back and listen. But our friendship is just so beautiful, where I message you guys every single day, like a voice message about what's happening, and like every like little thing in my life they know, and they're getting voice messages.
That's true.
Like,
that's really true.
Yeah, and same thing, vice versa. Like, and there were always times where it's like, okay, I'm not caught up, or like someone's not caught up, and like we had to go back and like listen, and but like there's just dumps of like, I'm just reflecting, and like sometimes I'll be like, I have nothing to say, but like I'm just sitting here like thinking about something, and it's like a beautiful thing to have like these kind of like adult girly friendships that are so based in like just pure love and like magic. And I swear to God, this chat is magic. Like, the amount of crazy stuff that we've like talked about that like just randomly happened, or just like crazy stuff. So it's been really special, but I mean, it's really exciting for you, I think, like just this kind of newfound ambition and this newfound like purpose almost in that area of your life, because, and in some ways I think the uncertainty is is beautiful because you can choose, but also there's like a sense of, I think you've definitely found a certainty in other areas too. Like I think you probably found a lot more certainty in your health.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's really true. And I feel like, this time in Paris, maybe it was because now after my sort of like, I had a long-term knee injury and couldn't sort of exercise and work out the way that I wanted to, because I'm a very active, adventure seeking girly.
Yeah.
And then, from like going to sort of like not being able to walk super comfortably and with pain for a period of 2+ years, to then being able to run my first 10K. Yeah.
And hit your personal record.
Yeah. I ran it. This is my first ever 10K. I was not a runner before. I ran it in like 1 hour, 23 seconds, which, can we talk about how annoying that is? Like, could I not have just run this race 24 seconds faster? But it's fine. Like, I was just like over the moon. So yes, absolutely. Like being able to, I think this is definitely the fittest and the healthiest and the most energized I've felt. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now we talk about it. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
like,
completely.
Yeah.
And also those photos of that race, first of all, you ran that in November. First of all, let's talk about the fact that I was not there, and I know, okay? You ran this in November, and the photos from this race,
Rochelle
you were
was
just
there.
grinning from ear to ear. And
Oh my God.
And I remember you like sent a voice message back, and you were like, I'm grinning ear to ear because I was just so happy. I was like in tears almost, just so proud of myself that I was like hitting my personal record and like doing the damn thing. And like, you really damn did it. And like, even if you find, and I think this is just like true in life in general, like if you're having a lot of uncertainty in some areas, like there's definitely certainty in other areas of your life. Like if you're having uncertainties in your career or where you're living or whatever, like you can find certainty in your health or certainty in your, I don't know, like if it's your physical environment for a year or whatever.
Yeah, so maybe it is about finding the pockets of certainty that you do have, and then as you tell us in our little group chat all the time, like embracing the uncertainty where we can and just enjoying the opportunities that brings too, because how lucky are we that we get to choose that?
Exactly.
That we get to make those decisions and do that.
Yeah, some people just really get stuck in like the life that was just laid out for them, and like it's a very beautiful opportunity to be able to actively choose, and it's something I don't take for granted. I think it's like really special thing, especially like I know you kind of went through something similar where you like was like, I gotta change everything, I'm changing it all, I'm just like gonna do something different. But I think a lot of people don't take the opportunity to do that, because when you take yourself and you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, that's where all the growth happens. So if you're just like throwing comfort zone out of the window, like the amount of tremendous growth, how do you feel like you've grown in the last year? What do you feel like is biggest like lesson and takeaway?
Actually, like I think now that we've been talking about it, and I remember actually I wrote this down as well about how the ambition was one of the biggest things. Outside of my professional life, I talked a lot about how even just my solo trip I did to Paris, just spending 10 days and just reminding myself that I was capable to do that, and that I am a capable person for whatever I want to do. I think that was huge and a huge confidence builder for me as well.
Yeah.
I think previously I have been disappointed in the friendships I think that I was making. Like I was in my hometown, which I love my hometown, but I just wasn't making the friends that I wanted. Like the people that we really, truly connect with, align values with, and I think for a long time I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I not connecting with people? But then being in a space with so many like-minded people here in Paris as well, and like you, like Rochelle, and like our beautiful roommates, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, these are my people, and I've met so many incredible people. So being like reassured that way too, it actually has been a very well-rounded sort of learning moment in every area. In my relationships too, I think learning that like this is such a French-ism, I guess, you know, but I think being in the moment and just in like slowing down and on dates or just during the day, during a meal, slowing down and just really enjoying the moment I think that's been huge too. And knowing that I don't want to sort of hold back on my enjoyment in love, in life, and just, enjoying that too.
Yeah, it's like take the walls down and just be in the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like how much of our, I mean, it's something we've been talking about too, is like how much of our lives do we spend like holding ourselves back from pure enjoyment and like deep love and deep enjoyment because we're trying to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And then how much of our lives are we spending worrying about the outcome and the future or the past, if you're into that, the outcome of something or the future or the past, or trying to figure something out when in reality, like it's all going to happen anyway. Time is passing, like you're just a pilot, like it's all happening anyway. It's all going to happen exactly the way it's supposed to. How much of your time and energy are you spending worrying about it?
Yeah.
When all you got to do is just like
enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is actually exactly how this came about with the whole premise of a no time day. So like the end of last year, at the time, my good friend, roommate, we were going out, like getting coffee, out enjoying Paris, but I was finding like, I always was thinking sort of, oh, like what time is it? What time do we get here? You know, what do we have to do this afternoon? Like, or like what time should we go? And I was always like, I didn't have anything planned for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything planned for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then here I was still stressing about what time we were leaving while I was at coffee, having my coffee.
Yeah.
Until he was like, you know what? That's it. We're going to change the time on our phones. We're going to change the time on our watches. We are not going to have any idea what the time is. We're just going to have coffee and
see where the day goes.
Exactly. When we are done with the coffee and we feel like it's time to go, we go.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much I needed that, or how much I was like checking or thinking about what's next while the thing is already happening. And then that was huge. Like just like slowing down and then just not being so worried about it. That was huge. And I think that's something I'm going to be taking with me forever. Like, yeah.
I totally agree. And it's something I've been sitting on a lot and been thinking about a lot. And it's something I'm like actively doing in my own life now, where it's like, okay, stop the energy leaks and like, how can I be present in this moment right here, right now? And know that, and just trust that everything is going to work out in exactly the way it's supposed to. Everything's going to fall into place exactly the way it's supposed to. Everything's going to happen in its own timeline. I can only control what I can control, and everything else is outside of my control. And like, a lot of times just releasing that pressure we put on ourselves to like have it all sorted and have it all figured out. And like, who the hell has it all figured out?
Well, if you ask our house, like if our house is a little sample of people from all over the world, all different ages, the answer is no one.
Literally. So at the end of the day, like we're all just meat suits on a big floating rock. You know?
And I'm so glad to be on this floating rock with you.
I know, me too. I'm so glad that our meat suits like hang out next to each other.
Oh my God.
Thanks for coming on my pod. This is
Thanks for having me again.
And a nice little reflective moment for you. Like it's I can't believe it's like, I mean, I'm so honored and grateful that I got to spend the beginning with you and the end with you.
Yeah, me too.
Just like round it out and being here, being like, and I'm your cruise director of your time in Paris, and I was here at the beginning and I'm here at the end.
You know what? Actually, cruise director is perfect because like you're on like the main deck. You're like getting like the karaoke sorted. You know, the like aqua aerobics. You're telling us all about all the things, and great.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy your time.
We're here, but
oh my god.
Well, who knows if we're gonna record again? Who knows? But you'll catch us at least on the project, the special project you're working on.
That's true.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much, and we'll chat with you next week. I love you so much.
I love you.
You're one of my favorite people ever.
Stop.
Like ever. Like I think I see so much of myself in you too. Like just in general, because it's like you say things that I'm like, oh yeah, it's just like me, like the adventure girly, and the girl just blows up her life and goes and starts over, and like the bravery I see in you, and like the ambition I see, and like the creativity I see, and it's just like this. This is this like ray of sunshine.
It's too kind.
Like this absolute ray of sunshine.
And I think I'm a brave girly, but then when I get nervous, then you make me feel more brave too. So look, oh my God, a rising tide lifts all boats.
A rising tide lifts all goddamn boats. That's damn right. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, we love you.
Mwah.
Bye. I hope today's episode left you feeling inspired and aligned. Make sure you're following the show so you never miss out on our weekly meditations or solo chats. I love connecting with you guys. Let's talk on Instagram and TikTok at Visualize Meditations, and we will catch you guys next week on the Visualize Meditations podcast. Bye.